Good good morning and welcome to all the participants joined in the weekend virtual program on work-life balance conducted by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with Heartfulness. We have with us today's resource person, Mr. Ankur Chavan. He has been immense experience in that one is particularly whenever we are talking about the heartfulness and the meditation and all other aspects of that work-life balance. With this, we welcome to Mr. Ankur Chavan into this weekend virtual program on work-life balance conducted by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with Heartfulness. We are conducting the daily basis virtual program on the work-life balance at 8:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday and on Saturday and Sunday at 10:30 a.m. We are session on work-life balance and getting the benefit of these sessions. With this, I am handing over the session to Mr. Ankur Chavan for further proceeding.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome all. Good morning. It's a nice Sunday morning. We had been going through these sessions from very long time, and there are several aspects that's been touched upon. In past few sessions, I tried to touch upon the consciousness, how to evolve it, what is what is causing the consciousness to remain stuck. So all these are related, so something which is more profound is to have a dynamic consciousness. In one of his talks, Swami Vivekananda mentioned that our available consciousness is in a very thin layer of water sandwiched between two giant oceans of super consciousness and subconsciousness. At times we do touch base on these areas, but not willfully, not in a dynamic fashion, not in a control. And this is required because we need to balance between what we are doing and the feelings that we are carrying within. So if we can dynamically switch and use these resources, then our life will be much more settled. So it becomes very important to understand, identify when there is a switch in consciousness happening or the dynamics of the consciousness happening or required, and then how we can train ourselves to use it. So one of the examples which the guide Daji usually gives, if you are at home and there is some debate happening and your 5-year-old comes close to you, you avoid that debate and then get into a normal scenario to play with that person, with that kid. So this is what termed as a shift in consciousness, which we willfully do. If we cannot do it, that means we have pinned our consciousness to something which is when we don't have a control over it. So let's first understand, is it possible? Do I have a choice of selecting my actions? So for that, I selected a couple of videos with which we can understand how this shift in a consciousness happens, has this dynamic in a consciousness happen. So let's get started with it. I'll start sharing my screen once.
So, Jim tonight? Welcome to BRO Capital. Yeah, so you'll be up on the 4th floor with investments and what? The Tigers are up by 20? Yes. Anyway, it's entry level, but your resume was by far the strongest. I'm sure you'll fit right in.
Thanks. I still think it's unbelievable that I'm really here.
Unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable.
I'm so excited. I have a really good feeling about this. Good morning. Hi there.
You see, they hired a ball agent.
Gentlemen,
Difference between a porcupine and a BMW. With the porcupine, the bricks are on the outside.
good one. So, why do spiders weave webs? Because they don't know how to crochet.
Is that like a sport or something?
Like with the needles and, you know? Ah. Ah.
As you can see, we've got a big fat failure on our hands. So, finance wants answers. Ideas?
Excuse me.
What's their strategy here? Why are they
Let's bring finance in. Knit our strategies together.
You're being too soft. We gotta be aggressive. Yeah, we gotta be aggressive. Two for one wings, 50. Hey, we got everybody? Yeah, that's everybody. All right, first round song Gronkowski. What's now? What the?
Gronkowski.
Pearl? We sit there? I think so.
So then he said, I know the suit is expensive, baby, but at my apartment, it's 100% off.
Oh, he tells better jokes than you do. Meaning, well, these results speak for themselves, but finance is still asking for.
Say we go for it. And it's
Somewhere. Let's go. Happy hour at Swifties. Is that everybody? No, hold on. Not everybody. Hey, Pearl. Pearl. You're gonna eat so many wings.
Thank goodness you're still here. I had such a time trying to find this place. Oh, I missed my stop, and then I didn't know what floor we were on. Excuse me, sir. Because Kyle from HR went home early, so I went door to door on each flight. I'll leave the knitting at your Nana's house. I can't wait to be part of the team. Guys?
Hey, where are you going?
Hi, I'm Pearl. I'm Lacey. Oh, I'm so
What are they doing?
such a fright. Hey guys, this is Lacey. Welcome to BRO Capital. You'll be up on the 4th floor with investments.
Thanks. It's still kind of unbelievable that I'm here.
I would say it's unbelievable.
I have a really good feeling about this.
Well, come on, let me show you around. Tell us all about yourself. We do love a good yarn.
Hey, Pearl, you guys coming to swimming tonight?
Is a wool sweater scratchy?
So, let's think over the entire scenario where, the person who is just hired, he has, he has his natural flavor of doing things. And gradually, when the environment seeks, they adapt to the environment in which they were present. Once, they are present, then easy to carry over that environment with us. And that becomes, lively within us. That is what we can term as a living things in us. And that may cause us to ignore certain subtle aspects, the refined aspects, where we need to take a break and get back to our original behavior. So this distinction, this art of distinction, what we term in Hindi is vivek, or discernment in English. So that's something which is very important. If we can maintain that discernment, our activity becomes more livelier. We bring the life to our work environment, and that automatically brings, in a way, it brings a balanced state, because now it's not the external environment that is driving us. It is more of our inner being reflected and the outer environment. So that brings a different flavor to our environment. And that contributes us, and because we know exactly where we need to stop and to what extent we need to stretch. So that becomes a natural process for us to follow. That is something which I had in my mind, that yesterday there was a question of what is work-life balance. So it's basically, for me, it's bringing life to a work area. Might be we are following processes, but is it lively? Is it that joyful? As we mentioned yesterday, we're spending 8 to 10 hours of our work, one of our day's time, wake hours in work area. So now why not make it more livelier? Whatever small means, there are small things that can be done. The way that Pearl took a pause in welcoming the new hire, defining all the new strategies on. So that's a different flavor each member in our team brings on the table, and let's respect that. Let's understand what's there. So that will give us a different shine of the entire work area. Something similar in our at home area. So every individual has its own potential. If we can give a pause and identify that potential, that's really helpful. So that is something which we can dynamically choose to exhibit instead of following the processes just like that, because there is a living thing which is present within us. So first we identify what is living within us, and then expand it to the environment that we are participating. Now there is an interesting video from Daji, which I've come across. I would like to share it with you all. It talks about, there's a student asked the question from Daji that, what is the purpose of life? And he explained it beautifully. So let's take a look what exactly thought process is.
My question is that one day a person is born and one day he'll die. So why the life is exists?
For fun.
What's the purpose of life, that anybody's life, that I am here? So what's the purpose of it?
Well, it can be tackled in many ways. One is to do your best. And having done your best, achieve the best. That is in a worldly sense, what we understand. I often used to think that if the soul that was separated from the source is born many times and goes back, if it has to attain the same condition again, then where is the fun? You came with certain potency. Let us see, you came with X potency and return back with X potency. There is no fun in it. I think it's a foolish game being played out by God. That I send you, go and come back as clean as I sent you. Right? But you have to, through our sadhana, through our practices, let that X be multiplied many a times. Life after life, we can increase the potency of our soul. The biggest problem with Hinduism is this, that soul is changeless. It's an assumption. Soul is completely pure. So if it is completely pure, then why need you to purify it further? Why should you? So the idea, as Marx says, let that potency with which we descended be incremental. May it grow infinitely. So when you return back, you have that infinite potency. And what is that potency you are carrying yourself with? It is increased level of consciousness, your perceptivity, your responsiveness, they increase. You see, I have defined in a very simple term consciousness. Consciousness can be defined as degree of awareness. To what extent you are aware. That also means to what extent you are unaware. With human beings, we have awareness and also we have the ability to respond. Tree cannot respond. If you try to cut a branch, it will not respond with another branch slapping you back. The appropriate response is also required. That's why the elevated consciousness we enjoy. But often our responses towards the loved ones are often erratic. People, parents, for example, how we respond to them, see. We are hijacked by our own emotions and our own temperament and our ego and reject their suggestions often. And the relationship gets spoiled. From a parent's side, it's always good, but from child's side, the child remains tormented. Why did I, do such a thing? And often, if it gets repeated, then the relationship can really get spoiled, unfortunately. See, so the kinds of responses we carry out in life. So not only to perceive things, but to appropriately respond to various situations. That makes us human. And how to take this further, more and more towards it. See? It is automatic that when someone curses you, you may respond with anger. You may perhaps give a blast and break his jaw also, perhaps. But then if you are elevated like Buddha, for example, with a high level of awareness, it's all right. He is cursing me, that is his problem, it's not my problem. Right? So with that understanding, you'll remain silent and you will remain in your blissful state. So we need to increase that. Our level of awareness, level of understanding, level of responsiveness under all situations, you see. And that increases the potency of our soul that we cherish so much. It gives us life. And we owe that much. Your father gives you, let us say, $1 million. Okay? And after 50 years, if he's still alive, you have to give the account to Papa and say, here is $1 million. He'll be very unhappy. In 50 years, at the rate of depreciation, it has already become negative. You must multiply it. What has been given to you must be multiplied. Same thing, the soul and its potency, whatever has been given, it must multiply. Otherwise, there is no purpose. So you can understand the purpose of life from many angles. Do the best you can under all situations, and whatsoever you do, do it with your heart. Then you'll flourish. Of course, there are times when you are emotionally drained out and say, okay, enough, I'm tired and I'm depressed and I feel like crying. That's also part of our existence. Nothing wrong in crying. Nothing wrong in feeling sad at times. It's okay.
The speaker was mentioning that whatever awareness that we carry, it's always good to multiply it so that it grows multiple times. So that gives us a direction, and it's good to have that. If there's a setbacks in life, it's part of existence. So we want to carry that with ourselves, or we want to, it's one-time experience telling us that, okay, this is one-time experience. Let's move on. So I think that is a balance that we need to create. And that's where, that's inner balance, when we are balanced within, that balance automatically gets reflected into our environment, wherever we go. I was reading a book, where it says that the best decisions are taken when the person is relaxed. This is referred in mastering change. Yeah. So there he mentioned that the best decisions in management takes taken place when the members who are deciding are relaxed. So no decisions taken in a rush is good decision. So that's all these things are connected to our inner being. If we are relaxed, then it's something, we are creative. We know to solve a problem in a different sense. There can be multiple ways of solving one problem. So these are certain things which, which helps us in building the balance. And it's, don't expect that, there will be a perfect balance. It's going to be a, disturbance. The art through meditation, that one we think is, we learn the ability to handle it. It's not that, it's, we are, our life will be problem free. There will be changes because that's the only thing that's constant. Something, when I was in college, something that was alive in me was, towards getting a very good job. So my entire energy was put in that direction. The second hobby that I had was volunteering. So I usually put that much time, and there is a balance that created. Once I get a job, there is something different gets alive. The life, something that is living within me is to, to perform my best, give my best into the, whatever job I'm doing. Then the second phase comes when I got married. The next level comes. So every time, nature adds a new variable in our life. And then we just learn the art of juggling with it and, the balance that we have. Once that is established, we feel proud on ourselves that, okay, yeah, that one challenge that has come, we are able to go over it, surpass that. Then nature gives us a bigger challenge. And then, test our inner strength. And then it's easy to, blast or behave in a defined pattern. It's important, it's crucial to take a pause. If we learn the art of taking that pause at the right time, then it becomes very easy for us to navigate through these scenarios. Because once we have expressed ourselves, it's there, it's in the environment. We have taken that pause and, with love and joyful state, with correct understanding. And when we express it, then it becomes a different game altogether, because then it doesn't create heaviness in our consciousness. It doesn't create, burden on ourselves saying that, okay, I should have behaved in a better fashion. It's always, it's good to take a pause. At times, you need to, show your anger, but let it remain there only. It's not, carry it for a longer time. There is a study which says that when you get angry, the chemical that's get secreted in our system, its lifetime is not more than 90 seconds. However, when we actually experience our anger, it goes on days or even years. So there is something which is 90 which can be finished within 90 seconds. It's actually we are carrying it for a longer time. So where is the gap? It's important that we understand, take a pause, understand what is causing that, multiplying it within. If we can multiply our anger, we can multiply our love also, our care also. So it's the same functionality which is present within us, right? It's just one chemical versus other chemical, one system versus other system. So that is something which, first identify what is life, what is your life. Someone likes to play music. Someone likes to do dance. So they feel themselves. Someone likes to spend, have a cup of tea with their family members. So that is life for them. If you are not able to take that much pause, that means something is, something that is close to your heart that can, that you feel like, I should spend some time with this. The moment we start understanding that, okay, this is something which I enjoy, that brings joy within me, then automatically the priorities, shifts. Priority can, starts coming together. And when these priorities are aligned, we know when to take a pause. The art, the style is, when to take the pause. And if we master the small things, the way that, the Pearl took a pause when the new member came into the team. She just took a pause and then made her feel welcomed. She could have, gone with the other friends. She herself changed, you know, uh, to adjust to the environment. But then she took a pause. She took that opportunity of taking the pause and then behave in a way she likes, she preferred. So then these are small things that we can, follow. So let's, with this, let's spend some time with ourselves. We'll with closed eyes. Let's give ourselves a space. Let's settle in our heart and seek what exactly brings joy within ourselves, that fills us, and see how we can multiply that and bring it in our day-to-day life. So I'll just guide you through a session of meditation in which you can explore it. And if you have a diary, a diary and a pen, you can simply copy that and note it down so that you remember it. Okay, these are certain things which I want from my life. This is something that makes me lively, not something a robot just filling the sheets. Just something which something that makes me lively. So that's something which we should be taking care. So let's gently close our eyes. Let the healing energy from Mother Earth enter in our system, relaxing us. Wherever there is stress in our system, this energy is going, relaxing. Both our legs are deeply relaxed. Our waistline, our abdominal muscles is being relaxed. Healing energy from our earth, from Mother Earth, is entering our lower back, relaxing it. The entire chest area has been relaxed. All the stress in our upper back is melting down. It is deeply relaxed. All the stress in our shoulders is melting down. It is deeply relaxed. Healing energy from Mother Earth is entering in both our hands through our shoulders, relaxing them. The energy is moving through our neck into our facial muscles, relaxing. Into our forehead, eyes, earlobes, all are deeply relaxed. You can read gratitude towards Mother Earth for helping us to relax. Gently bring your attention to your heart. The life force which is keeping us alive is already present in our heart. It is attracting us. Let's understand what is the life which we want to balance with our work. Rather, what is the life that we bring into our work and balance it and integrate it. When disturbing thoughts arrive, gently remind yourself that you are meditating. Gently bring your attention towards your heart. Gently open your eyes. You have understood what makes you happy, what brings you joy within yourself. Now we can multiply that. Interesting questions that we have. We'll just go over it. These are certain things which to me it seems a bit of analytical, not heartfelt questions. How many hours per week do we spend on non-work activities such as hobbies, exercise, or time with friends and families? So if you really look example of Daji, who has been running a pharmacy business, he used to say, since 92, he has been regularly traveling to India to attend these sessions and actively volunteering, which in the beginning is his important thing. He has a successful business running. So if we really think 8 to 10 hours of a pharmacy and then attending sessions, whoever wants to learn meditation, he's available to it. He's always available for that. And from 90s, right? And he's now late 60s. So now, is there a well-defined thing that is that tells that, okay, this is work, this is not work? I think we have been discussing, my area of understanding was that what we are trying to do is to integrate our hobbies into our area of interest or whatever is alive within us into our work. And the moment it is integrated, then the boundary, it's vanished. So there is no 5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours kind of a scenario. You are always in that, in that state. And the work that you are doing takes that fragments. So this work becomes, very small. There is a Chinese proverb who talks about a line. If you see, this is a simple pencil, it's a straight line. If I attribute it at one end as my work, and if I attribute the other thing as my life, we're trying to put a balance here, something in the center. So now if, what happens is, if I just I increase my portion of, work here, the center is shifted, but the life remains stagnant. Life is constant, right? If we further move, this remains here only. This work is, so we have so much only to expand when we expand our work. On the contrary, this life has a potential of expanding infinitely. So if I move our life towards the work, integrate my life or my spiritual energy, whatever we say, into a work, this amount of work that we are doing is, also is part of my life. There is small part which is still, which we don't like, which we prefer. It might not be in touch with my life, inner joy. But gradually, what will happen is, it will happen that, the nature automatically creates a balance. Then our life starts growing. Our responsibility is also growing. They give us more work because we are able to replicate our inner being a lot more. So what will happen is our entire work become, in a balanced fashion, automatically the balance automatically centers. There is an extend that happens here. So the moment we integrate our life into the work, we give that energy or the joyful in our work, it becomes, we becomes interested. We start loving that. And there is the difference between, how much time I should give those barriers. We should be dismantling all those barriers, because there is, at times you need to attend to so many things, but still with so much of love. And then doesn't create a burden on the consciousness. So it's always, instead of dividing it into multiple aspects, it's always integration. If you look at from the angle of integration, then the entire game of balancing changes. It's only the integration, how I can, with small things, small feelings. If I put it in my work, then it automatically, it becomes a balanced state, because I'm not losing my inner state. That inner balance is present. And that is the balance which give you, strength to face anything. If we are taking the balance from the outer world perspective, there is always going to be a change. The balance is always referred to inside. So that's the reason we settle within and try to identify that center. So balance always comes from inside. So this questions, what is the most common cause of poor work-life balance? It's basically we have disconnected ourselves from within. What is the, how do we measure a good work-life balance? Whenever I'm joyful, whatever I'm doing, this is a balanced state, because we know where to pause, where we want to stop. Because we are fully aware that, okay, this is to this point I'm going to contribute, and then I'll stop. So this internal connection is very important. The relation between work-life balance, stress is always needed to, for make us to do work. So this is a good stress that pushes us to do certain things. So they are not enemies. They're given to us to perform certain tasks. It's how we are connected within and how we bring that out in our work. That is what is crucial. And that's where the balance comes in. If we are able to remain connected with ourselves while doing our work, that's it. That's that simple thing. All successful people understand. We will follow the life of Daji. There is several things that he has done. He's still doing. And as a common human, we cannot assume he's doing so much. As in the physical world, in his business world, he did so many things without disturbing his inner self, without losing his inner self, because he simply integrated that being. So try to integrate the inner being, the inner joy into the work, and that balance will automatically be there. Or whatever the disturbance it's happening in the outside, it will not affect your inner environment. Currently, when we go to a hospital, we carry that sadness within us. In kindergarten school, there is a different kind of vibration that changes our inner environment. But we have full control over an inner environment. If we make it joyful, then that joy will be reflected outside. And that will change our entire work area. Something that will take us weeks or hours to solve, get finished, with our intuitions, what is right and do. So I think evolving our consciousness with our inner self, that is the key. Bring this work-life balance. So I think with this, I would like to take a pause. It's good that we have come up with so many questions. These are good questions. It's just that it's the focus we need to change from outside to our inner self. Thank you.
We are thankful for today's resource person, Mr. Ankur Chavan, for deliberating on the various facets of work-life balance. We are also thankful to our participants on work-life program. We are conducting the daily virtual program on work-life balance from Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. and on Saturday and Sunday at 10:30 a.m. conducted by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with Heartfulness. With this, we conclude the today's session. Thanks to each and everyone associated with this work-life balance program conducted by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with Heartfulness.